Look at this fish.
Not a bad start to the day, Colin. First cast and
I know.
grab. We saw those fish rolling and you were Johnny on the spot, got that leech in there right away and...
Welcome everybody to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Colin McKeown. I'm here with Phil Rowley, Stillwater fly fishing guru. We're going to be talking about streamers and woolly bugger patterns and how to use them on still waters. We're here in Fortress Lake up in BC, fishing for just absolutely huge brook trout. It's an incredible show we've got put together here, and I know you're going to like it. Stay with us. Oh, look at the size of this guy.
I know, nice, bro.
The New Fly Fisher is made possible thanks to grants from Scientific Anglers, Sage Fly Rods, Loon Outdoors, Orvis Sporting Traditions, Frog Hair Products, Scott Fly Rod, Water Skeeter, Allender Fly Reels, Clackacraft, R.L. Winston Fly Rod, and viewers like you.
Today we're on beautiful Fortress Lake located in the rugged mountains of British Columbia. This lake is home to incredible brook trout fishing for species that average 3 to 6 pounds. The lake is located 90 miles northwest of Golden, BC, near the border with Alberta. Joining me today is Stillwater expert Phil Rowley. Phil is a very popular speaker, author, and fly tyer. His book, Fly Patterns for Stillwaters, is considered the authoritative book for tying lake patterns and has been a bestseller since it first came out. We were quite excited to get started, and we both used different Stillwater methods to fly fish. I was lucky. I got the first fish on.
Fish. Fish. That's a nice one.
Well done, my friend.
That was my first cast, so I would call that pretty lucky.
Well, there's another one in the area. What you'll keep an eye out too, you'll watch 3 or 4 of them will follow around, curious as to what the other one is, what's he got?
And we should explain a little bit about what we're doing here. I mean, you wanted us to come in this cove. It's really windy out here, but there's more to it than that as to why the fish are here.
Yeah, if you'll notice in there, we've got a lot of structure, debris. This is where they're going to hang around, find some food sources. A bad start. I'll get the net and get my fly out of the way. What we'll do is you'll just lead it to the net. We don't want to chase them.
Now that was about a 3.5-inch strip leech that I was using. I've got a 6-weight rod with intermediate line as you recommended, so I could get it down the water column. Look how bright this fish is.
Yeah. This is not your typical brookie that you see.
No, this isn't your 8 to 10-inch brookie. This is a fantasy fish.
Be careful, my leech is swinging down below. I might have to leave you for a sec.
Okay. Get them up
They
here.
just love to bulldog, don't they?
They do.
It's powerful though. That leech
Okay.
planted good hooks at. See how he took it right in the scissors of the jaw, grabbed it, and as you struck, that drives it right into the scissors. Good hook.
And it was.
You don't like that net? Probably looks like the mouth of the biggest loon it's ever seen. Look at the beautiful colors on this one.
Okay. Size that fish.
Oh man.
Let me get his head up.
Yeah.
There
There
you
we go.
Well done.
First rule is get that fly out of his mouth, so if he thrashes around, we don't do serious harm or to ourselves, or he hooks himself again in the side, or he's not too happy about this. Good. Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
Oh,
I guess
he's ready to leave.
he's ready to leave.
Outstanding.
Revival is not an issue. Well
One
done,
cast,
Colin.
one fish.
Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
So we found that lucky landing net spot I was talking about, right here.
So, just to reiterate what we've got here, I've got a 6-weight rod. I've got a number 6 intermediate line. Got about a 9-foot tapered leader.
Yep.
And I've got about a 3.5-inch strip leech with one split shot above. And then what I'm doing is very slow, like you said, because the water's very cold. The ice just came off a week ago. And they're not going to be, they're active, but not super. They're not going to chase something down.
And that leech has got, with that split shot, you've got that wonderful pitching motion, which a natural leech swims with that undulating motion. So.
Okay, well, let's get another one.
Yeah.
No. You basically cast it out there, Phil, and you let it drop, and
Yeah, and
you're
just
talking to me, and boom.
yeah, that fly probably, this bottom doesn't look like it's got too much in the way of clutter on it, so that's fly friendly. And that leech probably got right on the bottom and a couple of quick strips. I can tell it got on the bottom because the leader's coated in weeds. And again, just proof that those trout are looking. That's where lunch is.
Now,
Down
what
on-
would they be feeding on in here, do you think?
Um,
Like, we haven't
well,
checked yet.
No, we haven't had a chance to check, and we'll go ashore and poke around a bit, but you know, by the weed growth I'm seeing on here, that's going to be good population. Scuds are going to
nice
like that.
fish.
Dragonfly nymphs, damsels, as we talked about on the drive over here in the boat, and obviously leeches.
Look at the size of that fish. That is incredible.
Just, it's my biggest brookie. You have to come to British Columbia to get it. Is there an irony in that?
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Fortress Lake. I mean, it's so unknown. Everybody thinks of northern Ontario, northern Quebec, Labrador for big brook trout. And here, in amongst the mountains, these huge brook trout.
Yeah, the scenery in here is nothing short of spectacular.
You think he's ready? Get his head up.
We'll try. They just bulldog, eh? They're not, rainbows are very acrobatic, and these guys have just used their, look at the shoulders on that fish. He's just not terribly thrilled about this.
About another 3.5, 4-pounder.
Oh, he's running away. Come on back. Get that head going right. Strong fish.
So we move this here. Okay, get this out.
That leech firmly planted.
It's already out.
Yeah.
Just fell right out of his mouth.
And then we usually just throw that right out of the net, so if he thrashes around, you don't run the risk of hurting yourself.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it out of the net right now. There we go. Okay. Now, let's just carefully off.
Whoa, whoa!
That's 2 dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Fly didn't even get down to the bottom. So, in a cold lake like this, and we've got the ice that just came off. Oh, there we go. When you were just talking to me a second ago about this, about how the fish come into the flats and they're looking for insect activity, anything they can eat because the feed bag's on, right?
Feed bag's on, and because of the, you know, the stratification that goes on in the lake over winter, you've got your cooler water is generally on most small lakes at the surface, and the warmer water is actually down below, due in part to decomposition and the heat generated by that. We know photosynthesis isn't taking place. You're not getting the weed growth anymore, so plants start to die, and decomposition occurs. And the decomposition process also uses up oxygen. So these fish are being forced into a shallower band of water, and by the time ice-off comes on, they're all stacked in here, and of course there's food to be had as well. So it's kind of the blend of both best of both things, and the results, as you can see, speak for themselves.
Now, I'm not sure, but I think this fish has got himself wrapped around some timber or something.
Well, they do like to dog down. He's going to go and try and wrap himself around. Yeah, it's a good tactic. You can just sort of let him swim out of it for you.
Yeah, that's what he's done. I'm going to drop it now.
Yeah.
I know, guys, for steelheading, sometimes this is what'll work.
Yeah. Well, even
You
in
just let the fish get it out.
when you have shoreline vegetation, you'll get them. They'll do the same thing. They'll go wrapping around there, and you can just lower the rod and let them. It's amazing. They sort of go out the way. It seems they go out the same way they came in. So.
Let them drop it. I must have got snagged there. Something. And there's a lot of trees here.
Yep.
That's again.
That's the larder.
Yeah. Now we're seeing fish splashing around here.
Yeah.
Do you think they're feeding on anything?
They could be just rolling because they're active. They could be chasing, food sources. They're not a rise that's associated with the take of, something off of the surface. It's just sort of the follow through, if you like. Their path is taking them up near the surface. Is he back again? I don't think so. He might have done the old rub the jaw on the side of a tree or something. And is he still there?
I can feel him on there, and he keeps pulling it off.
He's
You know what
probably.
we might have to do? Let's pull the anchor. We'll go over there.
Oh. Still want to run the risk of spooking.
Oh,
him.
you're
We'll
gonna
see.
get a fish now. I just saw one roll there a second ago.
Just got to let it get down there.
Yeah, I'll try and pull me over here. Now I noticed one thing is that these are all about the same size. They're all the 4 to 6 pound size brook trout.
Yep.
And we were talking about this for the food sources, and I think it's important for everyone to understand is that these fish, there's no bait fish in here from what I understand. And so,
Sorry.
Oh, you got one on?
I don't believe so. So you've probably got some, the rule of the jungle, law of survival. They're probably cannibalistic on each other. So I'm
Yeah.
probably confident we could put some small minnow patterns on, although these leeches in this water stand out very well. And
Okay, we got
another fish rolling there.
here.
Is he?
Get underneath.
Whoa.
There we go.
We'll just drift in and see what he's done to you.
Just gotta get this one in.
What you can do, Colin, is just sort of pull us. Just gentle pulling will on your fly line will pull that boat right towards the obstruction.
Okay.
Strong. Gonna need physiotherapy after this. Gonna have forearms like Popeye. Oh.
Now it's amazing how old these fish will be in a cold water
Yeah.
system like this.
Slow growth rates in this kind of,
Yeah.
cool water. It takes a while to pack on the meat and potatoes, and with the
Okay, got
sort
him
of
off.
long
No,
ice
don't.
on.
Oh, what is he on? Oh, nice fish.
Yeah, a little smaller than the first ones, but none too shabby. And the beauty of these wooden nets, we can just,
Now that's real critical to have is a good landing net with a bit of length to it.
yeah.
And one that you're not going to damage the
No,
fish
that
with.
nice soft netting, and you just hold the fish there and let him catch his breath. And, whew. Fortress Lake Shower.
That's about the smallest one we've
Yeah.
seen so far. That was maybe only about 3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Not horrific.
The girth, the width across the back is impressive.
Now,
And
is there a single paddle here, or?
Yes, there is. We have an
'Cause I'm
oar.
having trouble getting this over here.
What I'll do is I'll display
I got
my
a-
canoeing skills, or lack thereof.
We've got a 4X on this. It's holding up pretty good.
But some of that tippet I got, I'll probably pull the log out. Typically, you're always wary of rowing into where they are and spooking them off, but I'm judging by the action we're seeing here, I'm sensing we're probably safe. People are going to think, Colin, that's the only fly you brought.
I just, I hate leaving a fly in a fish, especially if this is just something simple to get out here.
I have a feeling. My thinking is he's done the old cheek rub on a log or something. Can you still feel him?
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I can feel one.
He could have wrapped you around there.
There's the log right there. See it now.
Oh, look at that. One lone snag. Can we get over
It's almost flat.
it? Can you see him?
Nope.
Bet you he's
He's got underneath it.
Yeah, but I don't see him.
I don't either. So what I'll do here.
I bet you he's done the old cheek rub.
There we go. It's out now. Now, one thing that I got taught was that with something like this where you cast it out, first thing you should do is take the slack out of it.
Yep.
Because a lot of times while it's falling, you'll get a pickup.
Yep.
And you'll feel either movement, or you see a line move, or you feel a weight or something.
Yeah, the second that that line hits the water, you want to put your you strip your line right over the thumb and forefinger of your casting hand, which for us is right hand, and immediately get it and bring in all your retrieves from behind there. So if you get a take, your first drag system is that thumb and forefinger, and you can manage the fish from there. There we go. Followed that right almost to my footsteps, to my foot. That's common. They will follow it, follow it, follow it, and as you start to come up, it's like Sawyer's induced take on nymphing. That fly just rises up in front of them, and it's a motion they just can't resist.
Okay. You want me to get this one?
Yeah, sure.
Bring the head up there.
Come on, fish.
Look at the size of that fish.
You know, get a still shot of that.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, why don't you hold that out and we'll get a still shot.
Okay. Let me just
I'll get positioned with the camera here. If you just sort of can do the
Let me get the fly out. There we go.
get that out of trouble, and I'll flop that rod out of the pitcher's way. You can just hold it right out in front of you there. I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
Can't get your hands around it, can you?
So much for that still shot.
Fortress Lake is very special for a number of reasons, and I spoke to the camp manager, Paul Leeson, about the lake, how the brook trout got here, and why the fishing is so excellent.
Fortress Lake is one of those rare, special places because it's tucked away in the Rocky Mountains north of, well, kind of pretty much between Banff and Jasper National Parks. One of those true wilderness parks, very few of those left. Nobody's ever pushed any access in here, and even though it's a Class A provincial park in British Columbia, just over the Continental Divide on the BC side, there's not a road, there's no major trails, and you're literally in the heart of a vast, vast wilderness area. And I think that's probably the most special feature. There's just so few places left like that now. So in the 30s, the Jasper Warden Service, actually, the Jasper National Park Warden Service, they were so obsessed with stocking a lot of the high alpine lakes and things like that, that somewhere along the line they got carried away, and one of the wardens packed in a bucket full of eastern brook trout into here, actually. And what was really special is those were the Lake Nipigon stock, the big coasters from Lake Nipigon, which some of you might have heard of. So it's a very genetically pure stock from the 30s that's been landlocked in here, and it's been thriving ever since. We're a long ways away from anything in the way of civilization here, 50 minutes by helicopter. So while we don't have the luxury of having a fancy hotel with everything that entails, we've got a really comfortable camp here. You open the door and it's a wood-paneled cabin, got nice log 4-poster beds, comfortable duvets. We've got a beautiful wash house with an old cast iron bathtub and a stained glass window. We've got a full kitchen with the same chefs I use at one of our other properties, which is a real top-end resort. So, you know, we eat well, we sleep well, we can be clean and happy, and it's just a unique circumstance.
Just make a cast here and we'll talk about retrieves in still water. So make the cast. As soon as that cast is made, the rod position I place down. We're fishing clear intermediate lines here, so I'm a big advocate of putting that rod tip, the first 4 to 6 inches, right under the water. You want the most direct contact you can have with your fly. And then as soon as that cast was made, we're going to place the line under the thumb and forefinger of our casting hand, in this case my right hand, and immediately get the slack out, because you can have a fly sinking through the water column, just fluttering down, and the trout will come up and grab it right away. And if you've got any kind of slack, or you're still sort of out here fumbling around, you're going to perhaps miss that, that true trophy for the day. And then all retrieves are from behind the hand, and there's a variety of different ones we can use. Most effective one we've been using so far is just this slow draw, this slow strip tease, 6 to 8 inch pulls. Just gently bring that fly through the water column. That fly's going to pull up on the strip, and as you let go, it's going to pitch down. And we're fishing leeches, so we get that nice undulating action. Another one we can use, and is probably the most widely known in still waters, is the hand twist retrieve, where we come up with our thumb and forefinger, we pinch, we actually roll our palm open, roll the hand around, grip the fly line, and just rotate like this, and to bring the fly in. And you can vary this from fast to slow, and the number of fingers you choose to roll around with. I'm using 2 in this case. This is great for slow still water presentations, scuds, chironomids, those kind of things, because it's a busy retrieve, and humans are impatient by nature, so it's a kind of retrieve that keeps their hands active and mobile, but they're not moving their fly too fast at an unnatural pace. So just a strip tease and a hand twist, and just vary the length of the pull, the time between the pulls, and the distance of the pull, and you can imitate just about anything and everything that swims in still waters.
Again, this is going with what you said, Phil, that varying the retrieves. And so what I did there was 2 fast strips, a long pause,
Yeah.
and as soon as I gave it the next strip, he was there.
Well, those 2 fast strips, typically they come over and go, oh, what's that going through the water? And then it pauses, and they go, hey, I can catch that. And then as soon as you pick it up again, you're tight onto them, and the results are sort of speaking for themselves here.
Nice jump.
That's a nice brookie. Just can't get over, how clear the water is here. You can see right down to the bottom like it was just staring through glass in 12 feet of water. And the size of these brookies and the coloration, rare you see brookies in this beautiful silver tones.
Okay, and bring his head up now.
Yeah, we'll there we go, right in there.
Alrighty.
He seems to like your fly, Colin. He doesn't want to give it back.
I know.
He's going on. I've been under the ice all winter. You can get your own leech. This one's mine.
Well, this is exactly what Paul had told me was going to happen, as did JR. He was saying that, with the ice off, the fish are very aggressive this first few weeks. And we're certainly seeing that today. Oh, there we go. Nice. Just don't try that at home, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am a trained professional.
Now, I got to tell you, I've done that a few times. In fact, I did it, I think, with every big pike I caught in Labrador, was just squirt, squirt everywhere. And even with a catch and release glove.
Well, if you get them under their belly, they'll sit usually quiet, but then they go, I'm going. What's he doing? There he is. He's out investigating with these anchors trailing out the back, which is the way they should be. So we're fighting our fish. We keep everything in front. We lessen the risk of a fish running around the anchor rope. They're sitting right on that. See that dark patch?
Yeah.
Because they'll cruise those edges too, eh? They'll use their dark backs will be camouflaged against the...
Oh.
It's all right.
A nice fish.
Let's get a big one.
So we've caught, what, 25?
375.
Yeah. We've got a good 25.
Oh,
got one. We got a double header now. How's that?
I
So
better
we've
get
caught
this
like 25 brook trout now on various types of
presentation.
streamer and leech patterns with different presentations. I mean, and all your advice here has been outstanding. I mean, this is excellent. And this is probably a great time to end the show and say thanks, Phil, for teaching me so much about these different presentation methodologies for stillwater fishing here on Fortress Lake. If you get a chance to come here to Fortress Lake up here in the Rocky Mountains, this is phenomenal. This is some of the best brook trout fishing I've ever had. This is beyond words.
Yeah, this is, it started well and finished well, and the middle bits fished well. I don't think
Crazy.
it's just absolutely nuts. So
From all of us here at the New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Oh, that was a nice fish.
The New Fly Fisher is made possible thanks to grants from R.L. Winston Fly Rod, Craft, Islander fly reels, water skeeter, Scott fly rod, frog hair products, Orvis Sporting Traditions, Loon Outdoors, Sage fly rods, Scientific Anglers, and viewers like you. To order a copy of your favorite New Fly Fisher episode, contact us at our website at www.thenewflyfisher.com or call us toll-free at 1-877-529-0696. Copies of this educational series make an excellent gift for your favorite angler or friend, and they also make a great addition to your reference library. $14.95 for one VHS tape plus shipping and handling. Now also available on DVD.